I think James Harden has ran off on the plug twice with the MVP award this season. It's such a given that he's the most valuable player, even though he's missed like double-digit games. The only other guys that have a debate or had a debate a month ago was LeBron and maybe one of the Warriors, maybe KD, because he's been probably their most consistent guy. Steph's been out a lot. Steph's playing really good when he plays, but he's missed some time. Maybe Victor Oladipo, but that Pacers team is not consistent. Look, I'm just going to be honest with you. James Harden has missed 7-8 games. He's still by far the MVP. By far. It's not even close this year. And I'm going to be honest. He deserves to win it just how Steph won it in 2016. No one should vote against James Harden. He should be the flat-foot consensus MVP. He deserves that this year. When he left the lineup, that Rockets team struggled. Right? Chris Paul couldn't hold it down. When Chris Paul missed the first 10, 15 games of the season, James Harden held that team down. Heck, they were number one for most of it. He's kept them in a top 2 spot in a tough Western Conference, right behind Golden State, and they're competing for that top spot. They've already dubbed Golden State this year. Listen, man, James Harden is the MVP. I think he deserved it back in 2015 when Steph won his first MVP. That's my opinion, because remember that year he did it without Dwight Howard for pretty much half of the year. And Steph still had Draymond and Klay. But this year, unless James Harden gets injured at the end of February, he's the MVP. I don't care if he doesn't play in March, April. He's the most valuable player in the NBA by far. He's earned that award. Houston looks like they're really ready to compete. Chris Paul has found his role quite nicely. Why are you bringing up Chris Paul in the James Harden video? Because it takes the leader of the team who's going to have the ball in his hands less to be willing to allow somebody like Chris Paul, that I know James Harden has a lot of respect for on the court, but that it could be different when you're playing with the guy. I mean, James Harden has allowed Chris Paul to do what he needs to do whenever he needs to do it, but there's still this understanding that when in doubt, let James Harden rock out. And the amount of assists this brother's getting, the way he's able to pass that basketball, he's scoring efficiently. The brothers went over 50 like 4 or 5 times already this season. He had that 60-point triple-double, never before done in NBA history. James Harden is the most valuable player by far. It ain't even close right now. No one is even have a real debate right now. This is Harden's award to lose. And I doubt he loses it this year, and he deserves it. Kudos to Harden.